told George I copied one of his emails he sent me back in September of last year. And I just thought I'd share it with you because it's kind of appropriate to what we're going to be talking about here. And I'm just going to recap. George sent me this email. He says, Jerry, he says, that you have family in Eastern Illinois. He says, my car GPS took me through a cemetery. Now, I wrote back to him and I said, George, you need a new GPS and it takes you through a cemetery, right? He said, I happened to go through the cemetery on a shortcut and saw some headstones with the name Rouleau on it. So I kind of chuckled. I don't have relatives and families in Illinois. So I emailed George back and he says, George, I says, you're mystery shopping dead people now. And I, you know, when I sent him that email, I got a chuckle out of it myself because a lot of our salespeople are almost dead people, if you know what I'm talking about, okay? And the interesting thing, and then I'll just share with you here some of the things here that we're talking about. 4 out of 5 salespeople who are selling for you, and I don't care if you're a product supplier, you're a vendor, you're a retailer, you're a community owner, 4 out of 5 salespeople are not capable of selling in this economy, in this market. That's a big number. You know, the days of taking orders, and we've all seen that. How many people have been in the business over 20 years? Okay, I think you know what I'm talking about, okay? We were able to make it through a couple of other cycles. How many people were selling when interest rates were at 16, 17%? Okay, big difference, right? You tell that to a salesperson today and you think, wow, that's crazy, right? So, but a majority of our salespeople are not capable of selling in this market. So George sends me back another email here, and he says, Jerry, he says, you might appreciate this. He says, well, mystery shopping at a sales center, I'm not going to mention the location here. He says, I walk into the information center. It was greeted by the sales consultant. And lying right there on the table as she's greeting him is, I forget what publication it was. He had his picture on the cover of the publication, okay, laying right there. And she didn't have a clue who was mystery shopping. So what does that tell you, right? You know, here you have somebody who's coming to buy from you, and your picture is right there on the cover. So I just thought I'd share that with you because we have to take a look at how we're going to go about with some of these changing markets here. Why is it that so many of our salespeople get upset when they find out that they've been mystery shopped? And I've been mystery shopping, and I've heard from the owners of the company, well, boy, you should have heard the flack I got from our salespeople when they found out that they were shopped. Can you imagine that? You're mystery shopping them to help them improve their skills so they can make more money and they get upset. You know, and if you watch any kind of professional sports, you'll see that in training, what does everybody do in training? They watch films of what? Past games, past whatever. Okay, how's the competition doing? How am I doing? How can I improve myself? How come we have those people working with us who get upset because we're mystery shopping? In today's program, I'm going to cover 5 points. And we don't have any fancy handouts. And like I said, we're not doing any PowerPoint. We're going to cover 5 points, and on each one of these points, I'm going to give you a half a dozen items to think about. And the reason I'm not doing a bunch of fancy handouts is I really rather have you leave with just a couple of items that you can say, you know what, that works for us. That works for our organization. That works for the way we do business. Okay, and how can we implement some of these areas? How many people here are vendors or suppliers? I see the show of hands. Okay, we're going to cover some spots on that. How many people have communities? I see the show of hands. Okay, and how many people have a sales center or selling sales center? Okay. I just want to get a feel here of the group because I think a lot of the things that we're going to cover here will help you in each one of those different areas. The first topic that I'd like to talk about has to do with customer satisfaction. And let me tell you why I chose that as the first topic, is because it's about the customer. And if you're looking to improve your business, increase sales and get more